Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Good Morning America fans beg for new anchors. Good Morning America fans have had a taste of what it is like to have new anchors this week. Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan were all missing from the broadcast earlier this week. As it turns out, GMA viewers may prefer their replacements. Now, they are begging for new anchors on the morning show and are asking for one person in particular. Viewers are sad to see Said Baderinwale leave Good Morning America and go back to her regular job. She served as a guest host for 2 episodes on GMA this week. Her last appearance was on Tuesday, August 27. Last Friday, GMA announced that Said would be joining Gio Benitez and Whit Johnson at the broadcasting desk on Monday and Tuesday. The 3 anchors replaced fan-favorite hosts Michael Strahan, Robin Roberts, and George Stephanopoulos. Surprisingly, fans are sad to see the Eyewitness News anchor leave. Her debut on Good Morning America was a success, and now viewers are pushing producers to give her a full-time spot on the morning show. Fans took to social media to express their excitement about seeing Said on GMA. One ex-user wrote, "So happy to see Said Baderinwale on GMA, heart emojis." Another fan chimed in, "Said Baderinwale is on GMA this morning, so happy for her." A third viewer begged to see more of Said on the morning show, saying, "As a lifelong New Yorker, I'm not alone in saying more Said please. Gio too. Love waking up to see Said Baderinwale on GMA." A fourth fan commented, "Her smiling face makes me miss living in NYC." Said has appeared on ABC's New York City affiliate WABC-TV since 2003. She has become well known among New Yorkers. Right now, she co-hosts Eyewitness News at both 5 p.m. and 11 p.m. alongside Bill Ritter. The GMA hopeful has also won a Daytime Emmy for her work on Eyewitness News. Whit Johnson opened up Monday morning's episode of Good Morning America saying, "Good Morning America, so great to have you with us. And great to be here with Gio and WABC's Said Baderinwale." She continued, "Our powerhouse station here, trading the late nights for the early mornings today." The WABC co-host had 2 cups of coffee in front of her and joked, "It's very, very early. I've got my coffee here, ready to go." Viewers also noticed a rather funny habit of Said's that she brought to the morning show. She wished everyone a good night when she signed off from the show. "Did I hear a tiny good night?" At the sign-off, one viewer questioned on X, "Ha, it must be so automatic. You were a gem." The WABC reporter replied, "Yes, you were right. I said good night. Old habits die hard, from nighttime to early mornings. I'll be sure not to say that tomorrow." Good Morning America fans are sad to see Said go, and many of them are rooting for her to become a permanent member of the GMA team. In the ever-evolving landscape of morning television, Good Morning America GMA has long been a staple for millions of viewers. However, recent shifts in its anchor lineup have sparked a wave of reactions from its dedicated fan base. The absence of familiar faces like Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan has led to a surge of requests for new anchors, with many viewers expressing a desire for fresh perspectives and voices. The changing faces of GMA. Over the past year, GMA has undergone significant changes in its hosting lineup. Notably, the third hour of the show, GMA3, experienced a major shakeup when former anchors T.J. Holmes and Amy Robach departed following a scandal. Their replacements, DeMarco Morgan and Eva Pilgrim, have brought a new dynamic to the show. Additionally, when Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan were absent from a broadcast, the show featured an all-female anchor desk with Rebecca Jarvis and Lindsay Davis joining Roberts. This rare configuration was met with enthusiasm from viewers, many of whom expressed a preference for the all-female team. The rise of Said Baderinwale. One of the most notable developments has been the guest appearance of Said Baderinwa, a longtime anchor from ABC's New York affiliate. Her brief stint as a guest host on GMA garnered widespread acclaim. Viewers flooded social media with praise, with many expressing a desire to see her join the show permanently. Comments such as, "Love waking up to see Said Baderinwa on GMA," and "As a lifelong New Yorker, I'm not alone in saying more Said please," highlight the strong support for her inclusion. The call for change. The demand for new anchors reflects a broader desire for change and innovation in morning television. Fans are seeking hosts who can bring fresh energy, diverse perspectives, and a sense of relatability to the screen. The success of guest hosts like Said Baderinwa demonstrates that audiences are open to new faces and voices, provided they resonate with the toast is burnt, again, and your TV lights up with the familiar glow of Good Morning America. But something feels off. The sparkle isn't quite there, the smiles seem stiff, the laughter rings hollow, and fans? Well, let's just say they're not holding back. Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook feeds are brimming with a single growing chorus: "Please, give us new anchors." That's right. The seemingly unshakable morning TV institution, known lovingly as GMA, is facing a full-blown identity crisis. Ratings are dipping, engagement is sliding, and loyal viewers, the same ones who used to defend their favorite hosts like family, are now calling for a major shakeup. From fan favorites to fizzling out, it's a tough crowd out there. Once beloved anchors who shared our breakfast tables are suddenly being met with sighs instead of smiles. "I used to adore Robin," one fan wrote in a now viral TikTok, referencing longtime anchor Robin Roberts. "But it's like watching someone read from a teleprompter underwater these days." Another viewer tweeted, "George Stephanopoulos seems like he's thinking about golf 90% of the time." The critiques aren't mean-spirited, at least not all of them. Many fans are simply feeling disconnected. In a media landscape full of authenticity and on-demand charisma, morning television's well-rehearsed rhythm is starting to feel a bit too rehearsed. "I want someone who feels alive at 7 a.m., said 34-year-old viewer Amanda Lopez. "Not someone who looks like they're waiting for a lunch break." The rise of relatable rivals. What's changed? Everything and nothing. Audiences now expect their hosts to be more than just polished professionals. They want energy, relatability, and a little bit of chaos. They want the viral moment, the unscripted blooper, the "did they just say that" moment that becomes an instant meme. This shift has been accelerated by platforms like TikTok and YouTube, where spontaneous creators dominate the screen, not because they're perfect, but because they're real. When TikTok star Lexi Thomas did a daily mock newscast from her couch, wearing a robe and holding her cat like a microphone, she racked up 3 million views in 2 days. The message is clear. America wants authentic connection, even before their first cup of coffee. GMA, with its decades-old format and legacy anchors, is starting to look like a time capsule in a post-Instagram world. Who's on the fans' wish list? So who do fans want instead? Surprisingly, some names keep popping up, and they're not your traditional news anchors. Zai Fumuto, the comedian and provocateur behind Zio, has a cult following for her confrontational interviews. "She'd wake everyone up," said one fan. Tabitha Brown, the vegan chef and motivational speaker, has a soothing Southern charm that fans say would be perfect for easing into the day. Trevor Noah, recently off The Daily Show, fans say his wit and global perspective would offer a fresh take on the morning circuit. Hasan Minhaj, after his Patriot Act success, fans argue Minhaj could bring a younger, punchier tone to morning news, without dumbing anything down. Others are clamoring for TikTok and podcast stars, like B. Dylan Hollis, known for his chaotic vintage recipe recreations, or Alex Cooper of Call Her Daddy fame, to bring spice and a bit of scandal to sleepy morning segments. ABC responds, Kind of. So far, ABC has remained tight-lipped about the chatter, but insiders whisper that executives are very aware of the calls for change. There's internal talk about freshening up the format. One anonymous source told us. That doesn't necessarily mean replacing anchors, but it does mean giving people more of what they're asking for: energy, perspective, personality. Translation: change might be coming, but not overnight. For now, GMA is still helmed by its veteran team. Yet producers have started quietly testing shorter, more viral-friendly segments and interactive social tie-ins. And this February, ABC quietly launched a Gen Z-targeted mini-show on Hulu called GMA Unplugged, featuring influencers discussing trending topics, all without suits, scripts, or coffee mugs in sight. Coincidence? We think not. A love letter with critique. It's important to note, fans aren't calling for change because they hate GMA. They're calling for change because they love it, or at least what it once was. I grew up with this show, says Marcus Nguyen, a 41-year-old teacher from Seattle. But lately it feels like it's grown out of step. I don't want to abandon it. I want it to catch up. Morning television has always held a special place in American culture. It's part alarm clock, part ritual, part emotional anchor. It introduces the news of the day, but also sets the tone for how we enter the world. And right now, that world is demanding more from its media: more honesty, more vulnerability, and yes, more entertainment.